Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy GZTV. This is actually going to be a really good video. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of good basketball on tonight. Obviously, there was also a really good football game on, so I watched a decent amount of that. Yeah, just winding down for bed here, getting the last video out of the night. I don't know how tomorrow's going to go content-wise. I think I'm going to give you guys the Soprano review, and then I'm going to try to post that Josh Giddey video probably about like 5:30 or 6. We're not going to do recaps for pretty much the entire weekend because I'm going to be away with family. So yeah, we might actually do a NBA recap Saturday night because I'm going to be watching. I'm just trying to watch some of the Sopranos so I don't like get lost in the sauce. But we can do a content announcement at the end of the video, just kind of give you guys the rundown for the weekend. But let's get into the games. You know, every close game. Today was Thursday, November 30th. So yeah. Starting with the Trailblazers and the Cavs. Trailblazers actually haven't been playing that bad. They've been kind of an up-and-coming team here. The Cavaliers were booed at home during their worst loss this season as the Trailblazers beat Cleveland by 8. This was probably the worst game I've seen from the Cavs this year. And I mean, there's really not much to boo about, though. They're still a good team. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell heard the boos directed at him and his teammates. You know, the game just kind of slipped away. Doo-wop Reith. Like, what the fuck? Getting hooped on by guys like him. I mean, Darius Garland was facilitating, Georges Niang was hitting some buckets, but, I mean, so was Donovan Mitchell, but I don't know. I mean, really all the Trailblazers needed tonight was Shaedon Sharpe. Great game for him, 29 points, 10 rebounds. I mean, that's really it. You know, the Cavs, you get a 20-point performance from Evan Mobley, 12 and 10 from Jarrett Allen, shooting 67%, 23 for Donovan Mitchell. Max Strus is definitely a little bit consistent. We've kind of known him to be a bit of a streaky player in the NBA, and he's showing that here, and that's going to lose them some games. So, I mean, overall, they did not play well. They shot 22% from 3, and they shot 43% overall, so just not good. Moving on to the Hornets and the Nets. I mean, shout out to the Hornets. They can win some games while LaMelo's gone. That's going to be great for them because it's really going to motivate him to come back and want to play. But Terry Rozier, amazing game. I literally had just dropped him from fantasy because I figured, you know, I was going to pick up Reggie Jackson. I don't know why the fuck I did this, but Terry Rozier, 37 points and 13 assists. Hornets won by 1 to snap the Nets' 3-game winning streak. The Nets they haven't looked good this year, but they definitely haven't looked bad. Yeah, great scoring and passing for Terry Rozier this game. Very short-handed Charlotte Hornets. They were able to muster out a win. You know, Terry Rozier was just a bucket getter. Cam Johnson had an insane dunk. Miles Bridges had some nice dunks. Dorian Finney-Smith was playing some good defense. Nick Claxton facilitating. But ultimately, the Hornets came out on top. I mean, Gordon Hayward had 22. He shot 50% from 3. Miles Bridges, great game. The Bridges guys, it's kind of funny. Miles Bridges, 23 points. He shot 75% from 3, 60% from the field. A 12-12 game for Mark Williams. 37 and 13 for Terry Rozier. Quite impressive, and I believe he shot around 52%. Yeah, the Nets do need Cam Thomas. Like, he's one of the bigger X-Factor players in the NBA. I mean, you know, Mikal Bridges put up 22. He shot 40% from 3. You get 20 and 14 out of Nick Claxton. Yeah. Oh, he's back. Yeah, I just realized that too. I didn't really watch this game that much. I was just kind of... He came back and put up 26, shooting 40% from 3. Still wasn't enough. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie kind of had an off night on the offensive end, so it doesn't really matter. Kind of inconsistent guard play there at times. Maybe give Cam Thomas a shot starting, but I guess he's a really good like spark off the bench. There's nothing wrong with that. But Spencer Dinwiddie definitely kind of struggled tonight. Let's move on to the Pistons in the next game. I'm just covering the single-digit score games if you guys want to know what I'm going off of. Yeah. Jalen Brunson scores 42. The Knicks send the Pistons to a franchise record 16th straight loss. And people may not think that's that bad, but that's garbage. That's really bad. 16 straight. That's like getting swept for 4 playoff series in a row. Celtics Sixers. That's gonna be great. Probably gonna be watching that. I'll be in like the St. Louis area, so I'll probably watch it there. But Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle score really well for the Knicks. Julius Randle was able to grab some boards, make some pretty impactful plays. This is probably, like, the Pistons are a bad franchise overall, and they've had a terrible history, but this might be, like, the worst they've ever looked. This is, like, rock bottom for this team. 16 straight losses. That's really bad. Like, I'm really curious to see. They only won that lost this game by 6, but I'm super curious to see how they end their season. This is really bad. Yeah, they got cooked by Jalen Brunson. I mean, back-to-back triples. Yeah, the Heat won. I mean, they overcame that Tyrese Halliburton game. It's good stuff. Obviously, and overcoming Bam Adebayo getting hurt early. Oh, dude, yeah. Pacers are insane on offense. They just push the tempo. No slowing down. They get on a break. Yeah, I don't know. Kevin Knox was hitting tough shots. Jalen Brunson hitting threes. Killian Hayes with some smooth offense. But yeah, I mean, Jalen Duren, 10 and 12. 31 for Cade. He shot 60%. 23 for Killian Hayes. He shot 67% from 3. Very lacking night from, a guy like Isaiah Stewart. He played some of the most minutes on the team and was only able to shoot 25% from 3 and 30% from the field. Not great. Very ugly game for him. I don't know. I don't know what they should do. But Julius Randle, 29 to 10, 40% three-point shooting. 42 for Jalen Brunson. He just continues to light it up, having great scoring night after great scoring night. But the next thing we're going to talk about is pretty much the main event of the night, and that's the Bucks and the Bulls. What a game, man. This was a really good game. I didn't really tune into this till a little later because my friend likes the Thunder, so we were watching the Thunder game, even though it was kind of an ass whooping. But, yeah. Nikola Vucevic and Kobe White lead the way in scoring, but Alex Caruso was the huge MVP. They were able to beat one of the best teams in the NBA, easily a top 5 team in the NBA, in overtime. That's huge, by 7. Alex Caruso took the handoff from Nikola Vucevic at the top of the key, dribbled twice to his right, launched a fadeaway 3 over an amazing defender in Brook Lopez. I mean, it was super impressive. His steal and the dime in OT, just impactful play after impactful play. I think this is a guy that the Bulls should keep around if they want to build some stars around him. Not that he's, like, good, but he's an amazing role player. Like, that's just what it is. Amazing stuff. Brook Lopez was smacking threes. I don't know who Andre Jackson is, but he's had a couple of good flashes. Bobby Portis hit some shots. Giannis, 26 and 14. Brook Lopez put up 20. He shot 60% from 3. Dame with 18 and 13. It's still a pretty solid game. I would really expect more out of Chris Middleton. I'm not really sure what happened to him. I feel like they need to kind of integrate him on the offense. I don't know. I think they need to kind of use him a little more, and they could come out with these wins. But 29 and 10 for Vooch. Great game. 50% three-point shooting. You get 23 out of Kobe White. With some of his better games of the season. Obviously, without LaVine, without DeRozan, the need to step up. 10 and 14 off the bench for Andre Drummond. He was a fucking free throw merchant out there. It's kind of crazy. He was consistent, though, so there you have it. What were the other good games? I think there's like 2 more games I need to talk about. We're going to talk about the Hawks and Spurs. Amazing game. Really, really good game here. Trae Young scores 45 as the Hawks rally past Wembanyama and Sohan to hand the Spurs their 13th straight loss. And I know, people talk about the Pistons and how bad they've been kind of recently. Let's talk about the Spurs, man. The only reason they don't get the shit is because you have Wembanyama on the team. This is a team that started 3-2 on the year, and they're now 3-15. It's not as bad as the Pistons, obviously. This is bad. This is something people need to start acknowledging. Trae Young was practically unstoppable, though, in the fourth quarter. His defensive stop was insane. You don't really note Trae Young is a super defensive guy, but great defense down the stretch. Yeah. Trae Young hit some tough shots, beautiful passing. Wembanyama was hitting tough shots. It was a solid matchup. Devin Vassell had some nice offense in this game. Man, the man of the day, 45 and 14 for Trae Young, a guy that has been top 3 in scoring and passing probably for the last couple of years. I don't think it's like that this year for him. He's top 15 in both. There was a year where he was top, not top 3, he was like top 5 in both, I think. super impressive. 24 for DeJounte Murray. Shout out to him. I mean, he shot 50% from three. The Spurs, 33 points for Sohan. He played great. Didn't miss a single three-pointer. 22 and 11 for. They played a good game. And Keldon Johnson, 22 and 11, 67% from three. 21 and 12 for Wembanyama. 25 off the bench. Why the fuck is Vassell coming off the bench for Malachi Branham? That doesn't make sense. I'm not going to sit here and criticize Popovich every time I see this, but 25 points off of 40% three-point shooting is surely better than 2 points off of 0% three-point shooting and 20% field goal shooting. I mean, come on here. Why isn't Devin Vassell in the starting lineup? I guess he's their sixth man. It doesn't make sense. Like, I'd even start fucking Tyus Jones over Malachi Branham. Like, I don't understand. What is that decision? Why is he starting? Like, bring Devontae Graham and play him. Or bring, like, fucking, what's his name? Blake Wesley or some shit. Like, bring those guys in and start them. Malachi Branham is not that good. I know they probably saw some flashes of him last year, but he's not that good. He may have been good on Ohio State. He's not that good now. But, Clippers Warriors ended our night. Pretty solid game. It was a bit streaky. It wasn't super entertaining, but yeah, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson come up big down the stretch. The Warriors hold off the Clippers. They win by 6. Klay Thompson's fourth quarter flurry brought back memories of so many other scoring bursts on his impressive list of them. So, shout out to Klay, was able to score, kind of clutch up. These are two bad teams in the NBA. Isn't that crazy? The Clippers and the Warriors are considered bad teams in the NBA right now. But yeah, Klay Thompson, shout out to him. I mean, he's been hitting tough shots. You know, Steph Curry's had some nice offense of his own, bucket after bucket. Brandon Podziemski is almost like the replacement for Jordan Poole, even though that doesn't really create that big of a hole for them. A lot of smooth offense. It was just offense for the Warriors all game, and there was nothing the Clippers could do to stop it. I mean, PG put up a 15 and 10 stat line off of 30% three-point shooting. Kawhi put up 23. He didn't miss a single three. Zubac had that traditional big man game of 18 and 13. Russell Westbrook off the bench had 14 and 11. Terrence Mann, not a great game for him. I don't know. I mean, he didn't play terrible, but he definitely could have done more. I don't know. I don't know what to say. 26 for Steph Curry off of 33% three-point shooting. 22 for Klay. I mean, that's really all it was. It was a pretty simple game in the grand scheme of things. But I'm out, guys. I'm going to give you guys a short little outro. I'm done for the night. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a Soprano review, and then I'm going to be editing pretty much all day until my parents get to the St. Louis area because they're visiting me. I'm going to be editing that Giddy video. I'm going to try to get Caesar to work on a thumbnail. We're going to get that out by the evening tomorrow. So, yeah, there should be a TikTok every day for Album of the Year stuff. If you want to go to my TikTok, I think it's gz.tv.yt. Go check that out. Looking at the games tomorrow, I won't cover them, but I mean, Sixers Celtics is obviously going to be an amazing game. Nuggets Suns to close it out. 2 really good doubleheader games on ESPN. So, yeah, probably not going to cover them, obviously, because I think I'm going to be in a hotel. But, yeah, speaking of content, Soprano review and that Josh Giddey video is coming out tomorrow. Saturday, we're going to have another Soprano review, probably an NBA recap. Sunday, it's probably going to be another Soprano review, and then we're going to do a weekly track roundup. I'm going to be getting a playlist together. Yeah, it's going to be a kind of a confusing weekend.